And welcome to the United Stand. Marouane Fellaini has left Manchester United. It is official. There's many... Look, I've dreamt about this moment for 6 years. I'm sorry. Anybody who's been watching this channel will know I have dreamt about this moment for 6 years. And I've thought about it so many times. I never knew how I would react. Dancing naked round the streets. Putting the wig on, singing Agadoo. Just coyly sitting there, happily and content and keeping it on the lowdown. I just can't help but smile. I can't help but smile. This has been long for me. I know everybody's got a different relationship with Marouane Fellaini, and I totally get why everybody really should wish him all the best. There were some good moments there, but I cannot be a liar, I cannot be a hypocrite, and I cannot say anything other than I'm absolutely ecstatic. If we go back to the end of June when he signed that new contract, I remember doing the video and just go on the United Stand and search Fellaini. There's been a few videos over the years. I am very consistent in my total and utter disgust at the signing and dislike of a player like that at Manchester United. But when he's re-signed that contract in June, I thought he's here for another 2 years now. At least he's going to be another thorn in the side of this side. And I don't really believe in voodoo and all that stuff, but I do believe that Manchester United, unfortunately for Fellaini, he has been symbolic of the problems of Manchester United ever since Sir Alex Ferguson left. And for anybody who thinks that's mumbo-jumbo nonsense, well, look at how long it's taken Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to come in and rid Manchester United of that legacy, I suppose. Look, what are Fellaini's strengths? He's got a better chest than Pamela Anderson. He's a hoofball magnet. He's a danger, not only in the opposition's box but our own. And he's full of effort and he's physical. Are any of those things what Manchester United are about other than the effort? Are we a hoofball team? No. Are we a team that plays long balls? No. Are we really a team that's known for being dirty? No. He's the opposite of everything that we've ever been. There's a big reason Sir Alex Ferguson never had a player like that. The closest I can think was probably Dion Dublin. He was a very different type of player and didn't really play that much for United anyway. He's not a United player, and he's not a United player anymore, and that brings a smile to my face. And you know what? I don't really care what he does with the rest of his career. He's going to be a very rich man in China. It was very, very obvious to me that this time last year or a little bit later, when he went public and he said, look, United have made a big mistake not offering me a big contract. Now they understand my value. He touted himself around for 2 months. 2 months between May and June, he was out of contract and nobody would pay the money that he felt he was deserved other than Jose Mourinho. And it clearly was on Mourinho. It clearly was a thing that Mourinho was saying to Woodward, I want this player, because isn't it funny, within a month of Mourinho going, Fellaini's out the door as well. Why is that? It's because proper football people have come into that club, proper people who understand what Manchester United's all about, and they've gone, hold on, right, I might only be here for 6 months as an interim manager, but what do you want me to do with that? And it's as simple as that. And it shows real faith from Ed Woodward and the board to go, we're going to back you on this. You know what? We gave him a new contract 6 months ago, but you're telling us to get rid of him and we're going to do it. That is massive, and nobody's really talking about that. It's really, really massive that the club are doing that. And I'm very, 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 very pleased. Very, very pleased indeed. I'm in a bit of shock. I know we've known that it's coming, but I am in a bit of shock. I really never thought this was going to happen so soon after him signing a new contract. But it's going to take me a few weeks and a few games to realise that we're not going to have to put up with match days with him in the squad. We're not going to have to put up with team news coming in with him in the midfield. It's gone. It's over. And that, to me, is massive. Absolutely massive. Never again will we see him in the starting lineup for Manchester United. Never again will we look to the bench and see him coming on and realise we're going route one. It's a massive statement. And you know what? I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should get the job at Manchester United, but I'll be forever grateful, because if we get another manager in, say if Zidane or Pochettino came in May, what if they liked Fellaini again and he's back in the team? Well, whatever happens with Ole, he has totally and utterly stopped that from happening. It's massive, absolutely massive. And look, you know, I'm not that man. I'm not that man, and I'm not the person who's going to sit here going, Fellaini's a cretin, get rid, or anything like that. It was never personal with me. It was just that, look, if Manchester United went and signed Mark Noble tomorrow, I would treat him the same as Fellaini. I would say he's not a Manchester United player. I don't know what Mark Noble's like. He might be a really nice lad, and I'm sure Fellaini is as well. But you've got to put personalities aside and look at what's best for Manchester United. I remember the day we signed him on transfer deadline day, and it went really late. And my mate was messaging me saying, we'll get it over the line. I was messaging back saying, I really hope that there's some breakdown there and we don't sign him, because I don't like him. I've never liked him as a United player. 6 years is too long. But hopefully, so people can be symbolic of something. And I know I'm going over a little bit of old rope here, but people can be symbolic of things. And the fact is, when we signed Eric Cantona at Manchester United, he was symbolic. That signing sort of was the catalyst that made us be able to become Premier League champions. And I believe that that Fellaini was sort of the catalyst with Moyes that has been a pretty bad 6 years. But he can also be the catalyst, the removal of Fellaini and the removal of that symbol. And it's not personal to him. It's more the removal of that style of footballer from our setup. It negates and prevents Manchester United from actually being able to use that style of football anymore. We cannot, and we do not. And remember Spurs in the last 20 minutes when they were knocking high balls in? Fellaini might have been an option in that game. I think even I said it. But removing that option means we're not that club anymore. And we don't have to have that mindset anymore. I've seen it with some United fans where they're like, last 20 minutes, let's get Fellaini on. Let's hoof balls into the box and see if we can nick a goal. Last 20 minutes, let's get Fellaini on and let them hoof balls into the box and let's head it away. Most decent teams don't have that. Real Madrid don't have it. Barcelona don't have it. Man City don't have it. Liverpool don't have it. We don't have it anymore, and that to me is a real big positive. We do not have that that option anymore for Manchester United, and that for me is a huge positive. A huge positive. The fact that we've sold him for £10.5 million, Pankaj, is amazing as well. Absolutely amazing to sell him for £10.5 million. To get money for Marouane Fellaini, I think it is amazing. Of course, he's worth some money. But we only just got him on a new contract. It's a really good deal. And I do think it will be the catalyst for a new Manchester United. I think we're already seeing a new Manchester United over the last 6 weeks. But you look at Pogba's performances when he played with Fellaini and Matic. He was rubbish. He was absolutely rubbish. You look at Pogba when he's playing with an energetic midfielder next to him in Herrera, and it's totally different. Dennis G 2000 says the dark clouds are definitely gone now. Joseph Young, this is symbolic. This is Ollie saying the hell with long balls. We play the United way, fast, wide, entertaining at last. And you know what? It makes me think, that's not a dab, is it? I did say I would dab. I'm losing half my arm doing it. Dab. I'll do anything. I'm just so happy he's gone. But it makes me think that Sir Alex Ferguson has said, has backed this in the board. And Ollie's obviously wants it to happen as well, that they've gone and done it. I think Sir Alex Ferguson, I would be absolutely amazed if Sir Alex Ferguson was totally for this deal and totally against Fellaini anyway. He knows what United's all about. I know what United's all about. You know what United's all about. Ollie knows what United's all about. And we ain't all about hoofball. We ain't all about long ball. We ain't all about elbows. We ain't all about slowing it down and 5-yard passes. That's not what we're all about. We're not all about that. And we've got... I'm not going to be so disrespectful to Fellaini to say we've got our club back, but I don't think there's many United fans that are going to miss him. And he just never felt like a United player to me as well. He never felt it. It was really. There were some good moments. There really was. Smash a like on the video because Fellaini's gone, but smash a like on for the backdrop. Draughty Devil yet again with a studio that we kept back purposely for this. I've had it a couple of weeks, but as soon as the Fellaini news broke, I was like, we're keeping this for when Fellaini leaves United, and it's just been waiting for this day. Fellaini was good when used properly. He was just unfairly judged. The Belden Zidane, says Funny Milola. No, he was absolutely horseshit, to be honest, as a Manchester United player. He did do some good... he scored some important goals, but look at the goals. Look at the type of goals they were. They weren't really the United way, and I'm hoping we're going to see a very different United now. Because even though Scott McTominay's tall, he's not really like Fellaini. Gordon Murray says, you can say we can't play hoofballs without Fellaini, but Pereira was hoofing the ball quite often to Lukaku against Burnley, so it's not gone. Yeah, but with Fellaini, it's the only thing you can do. Like Lukaku, you can try different things, but with Fellaini, It's the only thing you can do. Chris Joseph, how has Pogba not made Player of the Month list? Disgusting. Says, look, I don't really care. I'm not really bothered about the monthly awards. I mean, Solskjaer should win it, but everyone have a go. Easily better than a new signing, says Nishith. Well, you look at that. You look at the January transfer window. Fellaini gone, Martial new contract. I still think we should have brought some players in and maybe got rid of another player. But it's not. It's better than nothing, isn't it? And to be honest with you, I think if any of us had been offered, look, if somebody come up to me the first week in December and said Mourinho will be sacked in a couple of weeks and Fellaini will be sold in January, I would have gone, I don't know what you're smoking, but let me have a toke on that. That sounds absolutely brilliant. Where's the pub? Because it's not going to happen, and it has happened, and we've had some good results as well. And the most important thing about this as well is, if we hadn't sold Fellaini in January, and I don't know whether a lot of people are thinking about this, if we hadn't sold Fellaini in January, we would have had to play him in games between now and the end of the season. This is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying about like Mata and Phil Jones and Ashley Young and Pereira. Whatever you think about them, they are going to play games between now and the end of the season, because you can't just not use people who are on that much money when you've got a squad that needs to use those players. So moving Fellaini out, it means that we're not going to have to use him between now and the end of the season. And maybe he would have gone in the summer anyway, but getting rid of him now is genius, because we don't have to use him. And we would have done. When he was back fit, we would have played him. He would have had to play in some games. And maybe we would have brought him on, maybe he would have started against Palace, maybe he would have come on against Liverpool, but that's a problem that we don't have to worry about anymore. Get rid of McTominay, Ashley Old, don't matter, Calamity Jones, Chris Smelling and Matteo Darmian, the Italian Darmian, says Cranium Drum and Bass. Where's the wig, Mark? I don't even know where the wig is anymore. I think I burnt it in protest a long time ago. Pankaj, don't say that. Sell Jones to China as well, says Il Saban. Well, if they'll buy Fellaini, they'll buy anything, won't they? Freeze up the wages as well, says Radmagon. Well, yeah, I think he was on about £100,000 a week, wasn't he? So we should have got players on loan like Tillemans, says Dennis G. And I'm hourly out. How can he sell the best super sub and the GOAT, says Elite Martial. Surprisingly, there will be some people out there who are very pro Fellaini, but I just think it's an absolutely fantastic deal. If you're happy Fellaini's gone, whack a like on the video. I mean, realistically, we've got 3,000 people watching. We should hit 3,000 likes. I cannot understand why you would not be happy about this deal. I'm happy Fellaini's gone. Personally, people know I've always had an issue with Fellaini. But the bigger picture for me is how amazing this is from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to do this in such a short period of time, to walk into the club and remove the biggest symbol of what is not Manchester United in a very short space of time is superb, and a big applause to the club to do that, because this is an interim manager. This is an interim manager, and this is a player that they only signed a new contract 6 months ago, and they are trusting that interim manager and removing a player that they only just signed on a new contract a few months ago. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And you know, the board get a lot of criticism, quite rightly, but on this, they would have had to sanction it, and they have sanctioned it. There's no way Solskjaer can just come in and say, get rid of him, and Ed Woodward goes, yeah, I'll do it then. He's got to be convinced to do it. Ed Woodward is the boss, so it's really, really good. Jones and Young next, as Tim Litondo. I don't think we're going to be that lucky. I do think that Phil Jones and Ashley Young will probably end up signing new contracts. It's amazing when you realise Fellaini is a top signing in China, says Dylan. The future of this club starts now. This is the post-Ferguson era. The rest was a terrible, terrible nightmare, says C. Donald. It's fantastic. It's symbolic, it's ruthless, and it's aggressive. We have done some very ruthless business. We have got rid of Fellaini. It was ruthless, and it takes teeth to do that. And I think we have been a bit of a lazy, pragmatic club in relation to Deadwood. We know there's more Deadwood there. I mean, Darmian's Deadwood. Whether you like him or not, he's Deadwood. He should have been gone a long time ago. And I think he will be gone soon. And I think that's the reason he's not playing much at the moment. But Fellaini is ruthless. Get rid of a player that is not good enough. And you're right. You know, Ashley Young, Phil Jones, maybe Mata, certainly Darmian, Rojo. They're players whose necks are on the chopping block as Deadwood. And Fellaini's gone. Ruthless. Aggressive. Get Martial's contract. Sit him down, like Ollie said in his press conference this morning. If you haven't seen that, watch the press conference reaction from this morning. Aggressive. Get the people who need to be at this club to commit to this club, and remove the people ruthlessly who are not good enough. That's how, you know, we're not Stoke. We are not West Ham. We are Manchester United. We should be the very top of football. And to do that, you've got to be ruthless and you've got to be aggressive. And it's great to see us doing that. I really, really think. Pogba's not out with an injury, Joseph. He's not out with an injury at all. And respect to Ollie Man, says Avanas. Dalot's got a lot of potential. We also need to be ruthless in terms of buying quality players in the summer. We need a centre-back, a right-back and possibly another top centre midfielder as well as a right winger, says Ishan Shood. I agree with you on that. 10 million for Fellaini is a great result, says Alexander McCormack. Rise of the new old United. Love your work, Mark, says Jakob Ramos Kirschka. I'm looking forward to the show at 8 o'clock tonight, by the way. Friday Night Live, it's always a good show. We need Jadon Sancho, says Nihi Pandey. There are links to us. I'll talk about that a little bit later. I think the director of football is massively important, Otto Vog. Really, really important. 90 million United move for Sancho in the summer, Mark, says 3 Lions. I don't think Dortmund will be wanting to sell him after just one season, really. So we'll see about that. Pogba isn't injured because he trained today, unless that's something happened very, very recently. If you watch Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, you'll know. Smokehem's worried about the transfer window. Well, the transfer window will take care of itself in the summer, but we've done a good couple of deals over the last couple of days. Fellaini's gone, Martial's committed to the club, so that's great. That's a positive for me. Fred will shine. He's very good, says Youth Primer. Well, he's got a few months to do that. We'll see what's going to happen. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Fellaini got himself injured in another transfer window and it didn't stop him being sold as well. We're really close to 365,000 subscribers actually. I've just noticed we're only 34 short. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, bottom right hand corner, please do subscribe and get involved. I'll be live again at 8 o'clock. Please smash a like on the video if you're happy that Fellaini's gone and you like the new studio setup from Drawty. I think that's worth a like in itself. Like for Fellaini gone, like for Drawty. I'll see you at 8 o'clock and subscribe if you're new. Very, very, very pleased. So pleased I'm almost in an element of shock. People will know if they've been watching the United Stand how much this means to me to remove that player from our club because of what he symbolises really. A type of football, a style of football, a hoofball element that we're not. So to have that out of the squad and to never have to see him in a Manchester United lineup again, it's amazing. I just cannot get put into words how impressed I am by what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing with this club in such a short period of time. It's amazing. And kudos to the board for backing him and allowing him to do it. Because it would have been so easy for them to say, yeah, I know you don't want to use Fellaini, but let's have a look at it in the summer. You know, wait till the summer. We've only just signed him on a new contract. He might be quite useful for you in the last few months. It's a major statement. He could have gone to China or somewhere in the summer. You know, we're a little bit weak in the midfield. So what a big statement that is for Solskjaer to say, no, let's move him on. For the board to say, yeah, let's move him on. And to be honest with you, Fellaini probably wants to move on as well. When he signs that new contract in the summer, he praised Mourinho. He didn't thank the fans. He's not really integrated himself with the fans for the last year. It's always been about Mourinho. And then Mourinho goes and he goes. How suspicious is that? I don't know. I don't really care either. He's gone. Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you at 8 o'clock tonight. Enjoy your Friday night. It's getting better and better.